Good morning, Instagram and Facebook. We're going live. I've got my same MacGyver set up this morning with my spy belt wrapped around the computer with my phone attached. Wish I had another camera, another phone so I could take a photo of it for you, but it's pretty funny. I tagged spy belt in it yesterday and they thought it was hilarious as well. So multifunctional running belt that's not getting much of a workout at the moment. All right, how's everyone going? Who have we got online? Nobody just yet. I'm talking to myself. That's awesome. Oh, it says there's 3 people on Facebook. Who have we got? Who's there? It's not coming up and showing me that you're on. It says there's 4 people watching. So who have we got? Write me a comment so that I know that you're here. I'm not talking to myself. I definitely know that Carly's jumping on and Catherine has just finished scootering, so she should be on in a second as well. And then we're going to have some fun talking about recipes. Now it says there's 5 people on Facebook. Where are you? Who are you and where are you from? Carmel Ryan, hello. I thought you weren't a Facebook user, Carmel. But you're here. Hey, Carmel, is that your sister Lisa that's now in the Dietitian Approved Crew Facebook group? She said she's from the UK, so I'm assuming it is your sister. You gotta type faster, Carmel. Hey, Art, registered foodie. Good morning, although it's good evening your time, I'm sure. It's 10 a.m. here. I'm not cooking, sorry. I'm thinking about it. All right, we've got Art on Insta, Carmel on Facebook. Who else is there? It says there's people watching, but you're stealth bombing. Yes, your sister. Okay, cool. That's awesome. Be a little family affair hanging out in our Dietitian Approved Crew Facebook group. Now it says there's 6 people on Facebook. Who are you? Hello. Hello, Rosa. What's everyone up to today? Is anyone doing anything interesting? Working from home? Working from home? Hey, Rosa, where are you from? Good morning, registered foodie. Art says, yep, I'm just getting off work. Glad you're still considering cooking at 10 a.m. So Art, where are you from again? Washington, D.C., I think. So complete opposite time zone to here. He's put in a request for me to do some cooking, but in his evening, so 10 a.m. my time. And I said I'd think about it because it's not even morning tea for me at 10 a.m. I've had coffee, I've had breakfast, I've had a morning tea snack, and so 10 a.m. is like peak productivity for me. Hey Rosa, you're from Manor Lakes. Where's Manor Lakes? Assuming in the US somewhere. I'll have to Google it. Hey, the foodie dietitian. We have all these dietitians that jump on. What are you guys doing? Why are you watching dietitians? All right, so I'll wait for a couple more people to come on, but today basically we're going to talk through some healthy recipe and cooking ideas because I find that so many people are cooking themselves at home at the moment compared to normal. So you've suddenly been thrown with the task of like having to cook for your family more often or you weren't even doing it before and you're suddenly finding that you're doing it. We've now got more time in the kitchen to spend in the kitchen. So you're looking for new recipes, looking for new ideas and inspiration. And yeah, like starting to think more about the types of foods you're cooking, which is great. So I want to help you with that with some free recipes today. So who else have we got? Feed Your Future. Hello, welcome. And yes, the foodie dietitian, I don't know. What are you doing watching the foodie dietitian? Another dietitian has joined. There's like basically all of you are dietitians. Hopefully you learned something from me. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. Hey, Triathlon Queensland. You still haven't told me who you are, Triathlon Queensland. I'm going to find out. All right, so let's get started then. There's a few more people online now, which is good. I've got my MacGyver spy belt set up. Hi, Fraser. Has it always been you, Fraser, or is it somebody else? Oh, there's all these comments coming through. Hello, Catherine. She's on. The foodie dietitian is such an amazing idea. Looking to hear more. And then Fiji Future said, always learning and you are nice, so we can officially be friends. We can officially be friends. That's hilarious. Are you Fiji Future? You're not in Brisbane, I don't think. Where are you based? And then Reg said, Foodie said, as a clinical RD, I definitely learn a ton from your expertise. Awesome. Thank you. I guess that's the perks of having sports dietitian connections. Hey. All right. Catherine said she made it. Yes. Good work, Catherine. How was scootering? And Triathlon Queensland, Fraser said, yep, always me, haha, finger on the pulse. Either that or super bored, Fraser. Too much time on your hands. The foodie dietitian said, love watching other dietitians and learning so many new things. That's good. And then Fiji Future is from Canberra. And Beirut said, I couldn't comment on Facebook for some reason. Yeah, there's all these people watching on Facebook, but you're not, it's not coming up that you're there. I don't know what's going on. Holy crap, I can't keep up with these comments. My spy belt's in the way. 5K scootering done. Wow, is that like one right leg, or do you swap sides? Because you're going to get like one big right glute, Catherine. A member of South Bank Tri Club. Hello. Not a dietitian. Yes. I think we've got like 3 people on that aren't dietitians. So thanks for joining. Then we've got Mountain Bike Tours have joined. All these people. Okay, it's now flood. Catherine says she swaps legs on the scooters. That's good, Catherine. I would die scooting on one side only. Hello, everyone. All right, I really need a better solution. Does anybody have any solution ideas for like a double tripod? I've got my cardboard sticky tape rubber band contraption that I had on my tripod the other day to have 2 phones next to each other. And now today, again, I've got my spy belt wrapped around my computer to hold my phone right there so that the phone camera for Instagram's there and Facebook's there. So it's not like darting side to side all the time, which I find really frustrating watching back. So if anybody's got any mad tips for, I don't know, double webcam, double phone, love to hear it. I'm not a techno junkie, and we're just, doing the best we can at home. How can you guys hear me actually? Here we go. There, you might be able to hear me a bit better now, Insta. I'll pop that in. Duct tape. Yep, I had some serious heavy-duty tape the other day. Duct tape could be a guide. I just didn't want to put duct tape on my computer screen. I don't want all that stickiness. All right. Let's get started. There's a bunch of people on now, which is good. So hopefully you can hear me both platforms. Hopefully you can see me. But you can always watch the recording back as well if you missed it or you missed part of it. But let's get cranking. So I said in the very beginning, I'll just say it again now, that today I want to help you with some recipe ideas and some inspiration in the kitchen, because so many more people are cooking themselves at home at the moment. Well, one, because restaurants are closed and it's kind of only the option of takeaway, but we're really trying to be socially isolated. So we're trying to stay at home more. And part of that is then cooking more as well. So many people have said that, like, I asked people what they're doing with their time that's different to before, and so many people said cooking. So I want to help you with that, with some recipes that are super easy and super quick, and of course dietitian approved. So if you're on Facebook, I've already put the link on this live feed for where to access the free recipes. And for those of you on the gram, I will post it. I'll put it in my, I'll link it in my bio, and then I'll post it on this Instagram TV as well, just so you can access some free recipes to help you through this period. So there is 4, 8, 12 free recipes that you'll get access to. So you get 4 breakfasts, 4 mains, and then there's 4 sort of snacks condiment type things. Hello. So I'm going to talk you through some of them because I think they're all really cool. Like, that's why they're up there as free. I've just written them down so I don't forget any. Put that in front of me here. I'll talk you through how to use them and what they're good for, so that you can jump straight into getting some ingredients over the weekend and having a go of cooking them next week or on the weekend. And if you do cook anything, definitely take a photo, snap your meal, and then tag me in it so I can see it. I'd love to see my recipes going all over the world, like especially all you guys that are on from North America. It's so cool. All right, so free recipes. There's 4 breakfasts. A couple of things I wanted to highlight for you is, one, a homemade muesli. So I created a homemade muesli recipe that's really adaptable. So it's the right ratios where you start with something like the base, so whole grain rolled oats. And we want to choose whole grain rolled oats as the base here rather than the quick oats. Does anyone know why? See if you can type that in fast. And then we use like whatever nuts and seeds you've got in the cupboard. So it's perfect if you don't have that many ingredients about and you just kind of wing it with whatever you've got. And then a certain ratio of dried fruit. And again, you can use whatever you like as well. So I always give you some suggestions on what goes well together. Or you could just totally wing it with whatever you've got in your cupboard. So it's a really good sort of pantry staples recipe that you can go. So yeah, all you dietitians online know the answer, lower GI. So let me sit up. We want to go whole grain rolled oats because yes, they're lower GI. They're going to take longer to digest and break down compared to the quick oats. So the quick oats we use like as an option for pre-training or right before racing and things like that because they're already broken down, like they're tiny little pieces. So the company's done the hard work of digesting for you. So when we're talking about just a normal muesli, you want to use the whole grain rolled oats. And there's nothing wrong with the cheap home brand bags that are like $1. You don't need necessarily any name brand. They're no different. It used to be that the box varieties were calcium fortified, but I don't think they are anymore. So there's no real reason to necessarily grab those if they're more expensive. Just go the cheap stuff and use that as your base. And then you're throwing into that muesli whatever you've got in the cupboard, really. Use the ratios that I've given you, and then you can chuck it in the oven and just like dry bake it. And that'll make it a bit more crunchy, or you can just have it raw if you can't be bothered doing that as well. And I do both depending on what I feel like or what I've got time for. And it's just a preference of like texture really. If you like really crunchy things or you're used to eating sugary granola that's crunchy, then definitely chuck it in the oven. But you're not rolling it in oil and sugar and extra fats and things before you do that. So it's a much sort of better option. So definitely give that a go. Homemade muesli, and then post your creations. So that's a good one. The other thing, Catherine, I thought of you with this actually, the strawberry breakfast bowl. Hello, Fit and Frugad. Fit and Frugad. I think that's how you say that. Yeah, strawberry breakfast bowl is like an overnight oats type option, but you can eat it cold or you can cook it as well. But it's really good with like a strawberry sort of compote on it, which if you can't get access to fresh berries at the moment, like you should be able to get frozen, hopefully, fingers crossed. And you could use that instead, and it just gives it a bit of extra flavour. So that's another good sort of big prep up batch cook option for breakfast that you could try. So you could have it cold if it's in summer, or cook it up and have it hot if it's winter. There's also a porridge recipe on there. We're kind of heading into cooler weather here in Australia, not in Brisbane. I'm still in short sleeves. But other states it's definitely getting cooler. So now's a good time to start to bring out the porridge. And I've given you a recipe for the porridge that's really well balanced and formulated. So it's got plenty of protein in there, so you can have it for recovery. And then your carbohydrate, you can scale up, just increase the portion size of oats if you need to. And then down the bottom, there's a whole list of topping ideas that you can try as well. So just to shake up your oats, you could literally have a different flavour every day for weeks on end. And that could be a good way to use up whatever's in your cupboard at the moment as well. So there's 3 recipes for breakfast. There's a smoothie on there as well if you're into smoothies for breakfast. So definitely give some of those a go and let me know if you make them. Now, the mains that I'm giving you for free, there is a Mexican mince, and I've made the Mexican mince kind of flexible to use to make whatever you like, just like the muesli. So you have the ability to like make this mince and buy a bulk amount of mince if you can. I know we're limited to just 1 kilo here in Australia at the moment. But yeah, like do a double batch and make a kilo. I always pump my mince with lots of veggies. So there's grated carrot, there's zucchini, there's lots of capsicum in there. You could throw mushrooms in there. You could throw whatever you wanted. Some corn, some legumes, and some Mexican seasoning. Now you can use that Mexican base for tacos, burritos. We have it on wraps for lunch all the time for leftovers. You could make whatever you like with it. Or if you don't need that much carbohydrate at the moment, you could even just do the mince on its own in a salad bowl because it's got some carbs in it with the legumes. Excuse me. I'm drinking bubbly water again. I shouldn't have done it. Should have learnt from yesterday. There's carbs in the legumes, so the red kidney beans in the mince. And the corn as well. So you are getting carbohydrate. And if you use a packet of Mexican seasoning, you get some carbohydrate in there as well. So a good way to reduce the carbohydrate is to make your own and then just make it with spices. If you're buying a store-bought packet one, there's often a flour or some sort of filler in there to bulk it up. And there's often sugar as well. So the carbohydrate of those little 40-gram packets of seasoning are actually quite high. Catherine said, did just get 2 kilos of mince at the butcher today. Good work. Hey, Carly. Welcome. Carly, we're talking about Mexican mince. Yeah, so 2 kilos is good, Catherine. We haven't been able to buy any more than 1 kilo at a time. And I usually make our own dog food with chicken mince and get 2 kilos of chicken mince and do like a batch of dog food. And I haven't even been able to do that. It hasn't been that fun cooking dog food that frequently, but that's okay. Like there's bigger problems in the world than me. I'm going to get enough mince to feed the doggos. And the other thing with the poor dogs is that I feed them mackerel, and there's been no bloody mackerel in the supermarket because everyone's gone to town like crazy shopping, panic buying the home brand mackerel. God knows why. Hello, Nourished by Rachel. Guesses are you're another sort of dietitian foodie. We need to keep a tally of dietitians on versus non-dietitians and see how we go. Someone keep a tally for me. All right, so Mexican mince is another good recipe that you get for free, and it's loaded with veggies. So if you've got kids also that are home and aren't good at eating vegetables, then hide them in mince. Like put whatever you want in there. Dice the capsicum up so fine that they can't pick it out. All right, so Mexican mince is another main. Then you get my infamous chicken burgers. Now these are definitely infamous. They are delicious. I haven't met anyone that doesn't like them. There is coriander in them though. So if you don't like coriander, you have that coriander gene that makes it taste like soap, then pull the coriander out and you're all good. But this is a recipe that is 1.5 kilos of mince. So again, if you can't get 1.5 kilos, drop it back to 1 and then a scale. So the recipe is scalable in thirds. So you can cook it with 500 grams or 1 kilo or 1.5 kilos of mince. And all you have to do is like divide things into 3. So for instance, there's 3 eggs. So if you drop down to 1 kilo of mince, you just use 2 eggs. There's 1.5 cups of breadcrumbs. And so if you are using 1 kilo of mince, you drop it down to 1 cup. If you've only got 500 grams of mince, you drop it down to 1/2 cup. So everything's scalable in thirds like that. So no matter how much mince you have access to, chicken mince, then you can scale the other ingredients to adapt that as well. Hello. All right. How is this? Farish. All right, so that's another really good recipe to batch up. We've always got some in the freezer, always. So I always do a batch with 1.5 kilos, so that we've always got leftovers. So on the weekly menu plan, actually, it is dinner next week. I'm just planning week 2 now, or I've got week 2 ready, and chicken burgers features. But what I'm going to do with the weekly menu plan is that you're going to cook a whole big batch if you can get it. You're going to make a whole kilo of chicken burger patties, so you've got some in the freezer, and that's going to really help you at the moment, so you're not having to cook all the time. Hey, Steph, welcome. School holidays, Steph. Yes. Yeah, not having to cook all the time, and you've got some good options for lunches as well. So it's kind of a win-win. I'm giving you a dinner plan, but you pretty much have a lunch plan as well. The plant-based dietitian has joined. Hello. That's another. Oh, hang on, I've just flipped you. I'm struggling today. Hang on. I haven't flipped you. I've just covered you with my spy belt. Oh, man. All right, we're good. We're back. Sorry, Insta. For those of you who've just joined, I've got my spy belt wrapped around the computer, and I'm just trying to prop you up here next to the webcam. Rookie. I'm sure there's professionals that know how to do this properly. Okay, so Mexican mince, which you can also use for lunches, chicken burgers, which you can also use for lunches, and a really good batch cook option. Then there's also Steph, who's just joined. Her fish taco recipe is up there for free as well. It's delicious, and really good injection of fish into your week if you're not a good fish eater. And the other thing that is up there is Sarah's Veggie Nachos. So both of those girls are clients of mine, and they've provided 2 of some of their weekly sort of staple recipes, which is awesome. I've just dietitianified them a little bit and made them super nice and balanced, but all those 4 main recipes are super quick and super easy. All right, then there's a few snacks up there as well. So the number 1 recipe on my website is savory muffins. It goes nuts, and that's because they're so delicious. And each muffin equals 1 veggie serve. So you're getting one serve of your veggies for the day out of your 5 just by eating one of these muffins. So I got a sweet potato base with spinach, semi-dried tomatoes, feta, and you can use whatever flour you like. I always use wholemeal plain flour, self-raising I think it is. But if you need gluten-free, you could swap it out for gluten-free. Whatever you wanted to use as your base, but a good sort of tick of veggies. Can I share some healthy snacks? Well, I'm doing that right now. Yeah. Carly said savory muffins are the best. Yeah, they're the best. So here you go. Here's one healthy snack option for you, Farish. Savory muffins. So I'll link for you guys on Insta. I'll link it in this Instagram TV when it's finished, but I'll also pop the link in my Instagram bio for you to grab those free recipes as well. Carmel says she's eating a savory muffin right now. Good work, Carmel. It's a perfect morning tea snack. So maybe Art, maybe we cook savory muffins at 10 a.m. one day. That's a good idea. That is an excellent idea. All right, so savory muffins. They are a batch of 12, so a normal sort of muffin tray, and really good to batch up. I generally have a batch going most weeks, and they only last in our household like the week. You can chuck them in the freezer if you like. I just kind of put them through the microwave for like 10 seconds or something once they're defrosted to eat them, and that just makes them taste like fresh muffins straight out of the oven. So that's a really good healthy snack option, and savory as well. Like I find a lot of snacks can be like the savory snack options, you're limited with like biscuits and chips and pretzels and things, whereas this is a savory muffin that's a healthy snack choice that's not sweet. All right, the other thing that's on the free recipe snack section is my bike bars. Now these are perfect for long rides. They're a good sort of 30-gram hit of carbohydrate, and they're kind of like the muesli in that you can just throw in whatever you've got in the cupboard to make these. So whatever fruit, dried fruit or nuts and seeds that you want to use. but they also kind of double as a really healthy homemade muesli bar. So if you've got kids at home at the moment and they're just like eating you out of house and home, you know, like I know teenage boys that'll just like eat 3 muesli bars in one go because it's quick and it's easy to grab and it's portable, but they do nothing to fill them up. So this should slow them down a little bit. Hello, Robbie Clark Nutrition. Again, another dietitian. Catherine said, can you figure out how to make chocolate healthy, please? Thanks in advance. Catherine, it's never going to work. Like, and my thoughts on chocolate are like, if you want to eat chocolate, just eat chocolate rather than eating like that sugar-free stuff or, yeah, like just, or the, you know, the vegan chocolate. Just, if you want chocolate, just bloody eat chocolate and just have a small amount and enjoy it. I'm releasing a mindful eating like video series as part of something that's coming in the next week or so. And so you could go through that mindful eating activity while you're eating chocolate, so you get best bang for your buck out of eating it rather than feeling guilty for eating it and then not really enjoying it. So we'll talk about mindful eating another time, I think, but I can't make chocolate healthy. Just bloody eat chocolate. It's Easter, right? If you're going to eat chocolate, like now's the time to be eating it. The tip with eating chocolate is that you just have like small amounts infrequently and really enjoy them and not feel guilty about it, rather than like binge eating a whole block and then feeling guilty about it. So yeah, it's Easter. I kind of forgetting that it's Easter, but it's Easter long weekend. So if you're going to eat chocolate and enjoy it. Don't try and do the sugar-free healthy stuff. Just eat normal chocolate. And there you go. Dietitian just told you can eat chocolate. How's that? What'd you say? Small amounts. Yeah, small amounts, you know, like a row or something, you know, keep it reasonable, keep it realistic, rather than a whole block, which is so easy to do. It's fine. Like I've eaten a whole block of chocolate before. I'm sure most people have. So it's fine. It's fine. Everyone just relax. All right. So bike bars, double as a really healthy homemade muesli bar. So give those a go if you've got kids at home. Even get them to help you make it. Like it's super easy. You just chuck everything in a bowl, stir it together and chuck it in the oven. So could be a good sort of homeschooling, what's it called? Home ec. Yeah, home ec. Home ec, I don't know, session to do with your kids. Get them to make their own muesli bars. And then they're part of the process and they may not smash them so quickly as well. So that's on there as well. There's peanut butter, how to make peanut butter, because I just think we don't need to be spending $8 a jar on the stuff. Like, yeah, sure, if you want a particular brand or type, like go for it. But peanut butter is this easiest thing in the world to make. So I'll show you how to do that. And the other thing that's on the healthy snack list is some protein balls. So what have you said? Catherine says she cuts the bike bars into squares for them. Yeah, perfect. Can I share some Pakistani recipes which are healthy? I am from Australia. I have no idea what Pakistani recipes would be. I'm sorry. That is not my area of expertise. And Catherine says, and sometimes adds chocolate chips. Yeah, whatever. They're kids. They're growing. You could put like things like cranberries or goji berries in there for them, Catherine, and just trick them and tell them that it is like red chocolate or licorice or something. All right, protein balls. So this is a similar, like I like to make recipes flexible in a way so that you can just use whatever you've got in your cupboard. So the protein balls recipe that I'm giving you for free is one that has flexibility. So it is, again, using whatever nuts or seeds you've got in your cupboard and then whatever dried fruit you've got in your cupboard as well, and just making a little like ball of deliciousness that you can quickly grab. So I like to keep mine in the freezer, and that stops me or the people in my house eating them all in one go. And like it's also good for our climate, having like a nice little cold frozen treat. Catherine said, oh, they like cranberries and white chocolate chip. Yeah, red chocolate. I know, it's genius, isn't it, Carly? Definitely doesn't taste like red chocolate, but that's okay. So yeah, protein balls might be another healthy snack option that you could go now. Just keep in mind though, with all those protein balls, they are really high in kilojoules. So you could even, the recipe's 12, I think, off the top of my head, but you could even make them even smaller. So like I've got a choc mint protein ball recipe. They're delicious. And I make them even smaller, like tiny, tiny little balls. It makes like 50 or something, 45 or 50, and keep those in the freezer. And then you can have one or two, or even up to 3 potentially, and it feels like you're eating more than having one ball that's gone in 2 bites and then it's over. So you'll have to practice some mindful eating when it comes to eating protein balls. But some of those commercial brands are like 1,000 kilojoules per ball. So if you're on a weight gain diet, or you're trying to really maximize how many calories you're getting in, then they are perfect for you. But if you're not, and you're more sedentary at the moment, and you find that you're nibbling more, then they're probably not a great snack choice for you. Catherine says, I freeze mine too, and also can't be bothered rolling them out, so make them into a slice. I did see that last week or the week before, Catherine. That's a good idea. You could totally roll it out and then cut it into little squares. So that's a good idea. The other thing that you could do if you can't be bothered rolling them is, do you have those, we used to use them as kids, like watermelon scooper things. Like it was like a half circle, round, like metal scoop. There was 2 sizes. One side was smaller than the other side, which is bigger. And you kind of roll it through, like scoop it through your watermelon, and it creates a ball. I wonder if you could do something like that with them as well, like lay it out a little bit or chuck it in, like have it as a big dense thing, like in your bowl, and then use one of those like watermelon ball, like fruit creator things. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? Or am I just like crazy over here in ISO land? I'd have to have a look up what they're called. Hello, Smile Darling Photos. Welcome. Welcome to our crazy world of nutrition, where we're all trying to survive ISO together. So yeah, maybe give that a go, Catherine, or even just a tablespoon or something, you know, like the actual tablespoon measure that is a semicircle. Try using something like that to scoop it up and make it quickly. That could be a good way to do it. A melon baller. Yes. Okay, there you go. That's what they're called. All right, so I don't know if they still exist anymore or if you can buy them, but you could probably get them from like an op shop. Oh, I'm frozen on your screen. Sorry. I don't know if it's your internet or my internet, but you're not mad. Hopefully I don't have a weird facial expression on your frozen screen. All right, so we've gone through breakfast, we've gone through mains, and we've gone through snacks, I think. So let me think. So snacks, we've definitely gone savoury muffins, protein balls, spike bars, which you could double as a muesli bar, and peanut butter. So yep, there's 4 of each. So there's 4 breakfasts, there's 4 mains, there's 4 sort of snacks and condiments, just to get you started with some healthy recipes if you find that you're cooking at home more now. Now, the other thing that if you do sort of jump into that free recipe portal, you get them all in like one sort of package. I'm also going to send you guys a blank weekly menu plan. So it looks like this, but it's blank, so that you can use that yourself at home. So it's not me planning all of your meals for you with your shopping list, but you could do it yourself if you wanted to. So it's got a section here for all of your meals that you write down what you're going to eat for dinners or breakfast or lunches or whatever. You could fit it all in there. And then we've got a shopping list that goes with it as well. So you can write everything on there that, can you see me on Insta? You can't. Here we go. So meals down this side, shopping list down this side. And I break my shopping list up in sections so that you're not sort of running back and forwards around the supermarket. You've got a section for the deli, you've got fridge, you've got freezer, all broken up because they're all separate sections in the supermarket. And then you've got your aisle section, and then we've got the fruit and veggies, which is a separate section in the supermarket, or you can go and get it from the markets. Or yeah, you could still get it from the markets here in Brisbane, or your fruit and veggie shop. Or then we've also got like the butcher meat section, and then there's a seafood section too. So that's a really good tip when you're shopping, is that you have your list in sections so that you go through and you walk through and you go, like in our shop here, you walk through and the deli's just there, and then comes the seafood and then the meat, and then that all is kind of where all the fruit and veggies are as well. So you're doing those sections in the one hit rather than having to go back and forth and going, I should have forgot this, it's back there. It just makes your whole process of shopping really streamlined. So if you jump in and get the free recipes, then I'm going to send you this as well. So that should help with your shopping and make you get in and out super fast, and just be super organized. Now, if you want this done for you, where I've given you the exact meals, this is this week. This is what we've been eating this week in our weekly menu plan. Week 1, this is what it looks like. If you want your meals planned and your whole shopping list, then you need our weekly menu planning service, which you'll find on that website as well. And that is like just done for you. I've missed all these comments. Can we sub other nuts into the muesli? I don't like pecans. Of course, that's the whole point. You can just use whatever you want. Use whatever nuts and seeds you've got at home. So there's nothing wrong with pecans. You could use walnuts, you could use Brazil nuts, you could use almonds, you could use macadamia. You could literally use whatever you want, Catherine, that you've got at home, or whatever you can get access to. All right, so Farish wants to know where I studied. I'm still a student actually and want to get admission in Australia. So I did dietetics. This is totally left field, but I did dietetics at QT here in Brisbane back then, like 12 years ago. 12 years ago, maybe longer. 2005. It's like 15 years ago. Okay, so 15 years ago, I did dietetics at QT because it was the only university back then that did dietetics. It was the only option. It's still the best course here in Brisbane by far. It's undergraduate and it's 4 years. And then I did an extra 2-year International Olympic Committee diploma in sports dietetics, as well as our Sports Dietitian Australia sports dietitian course. So if you want to become a sports dietitian, that's the path to get into it here in Australia. But if you have any questions, send me a DM and I can help you with that offline if you like. All right, so we've gone through, I'm still doing it in Pakistan, undergraduate. Yeah, I don't know, you could do masters here, I guess, if you've done undergraduate there. There's a few masters postgrad courses here. They're 2 years, not 4. But it just depends where you want to land as well. But it's probably not a good time to try and get into Australia, let's be honest. I don't know if they'll let you in. All right, guys, does anybody have any comments, any cooking tips, any recipes they want to share? There's a bunch of people on here now. And how have we been talking for 40 minutes already? Where does the time go, honestly? Is everyone surviving ISO land? I'm going a little bit crazy, I'm not going to lie. But maybe we do more lives to keep connected. Yeah, after Corona passes, you might be allowed in. All right, so for you guys on Facebook, you've already got the link to the free recipes sitting there. So you just need to click on that and like register yourself to get the free recipes. You guys on Insta, I'll put the link in my Instagram profile bio and then I'll link it in this Instagram story when it loads up as well. It can take a while to get up on the feed, so it doesn't happen straight away. So I'll put it straight into the link in my bio after I jump off here. All right, Catherine said ISO lifetime doesn't exist anymore. I know, right? So it's Thursday. I don't even know what day it is. It's just crazy. My husband puts beer in the fridge on his Friday morning for his Friday night. He has a beer or two. Like we don't drink much in our household. And so there's beer in the fridge this morning. I'm like, oh, is it Friday? Oh, shit. But it's not, it's Thursday, but it is his Friday. Carly said, this is much more interesting than my current work meeting. It's a virtual Easter morning tea. Carly, your workplace is the worst. So Carly works in the city, and they have just morning teas every day that are a whole fanfare of junk food. Hey Carly, she's trying to change things one morning tea at a time. But why the F are they still doing virtual morning teas? Like, come on. You don't need to be eating together, guys. Like, especially if it's not, if it's junk food. Like, just let it rest. Oh, hilarious. I don't know how to fix your workplace, Carly, but you're not the only workplace. Your just workplace is particularly bad. So be thankful that you're not having to deal with that like in person at the moment. You can sit there and eat your apple in peace. Yeah, Carly just said, I'm so glad I'm on my own. So painful. Like, I don't know. I'm trying to help the world be healthy, and then there's like workplaces that do stupid shit like that. Just coffee for you. At least you got a coffee today. All right, guys, so I'm going to link those free recipes for you, and make sure you check your emails because I'm going to send you a blank template of this. If anybody wants any hand with menu planning, give me a holler. And if you want more recipes, then there's a whole Dietitian Approved recipe database. It's got plenty more where that came from. So you get a selection of 12 freebies. But the Dietitian Approved recipe database has got over 100 recipes that are similar sort of style. All Dietitian Approved, have enough protein, have plenty of scalable carbohydrates, healthy fats, and then of course lots of fresh colour, so salads and veggies. And that's just to help you eat well, particularly at the moment where it's really key. And I think, yeah, people are finding themselves cooking more from home. So that's a really good sort of place to start if you're finding that you need help in the kitchen. And the best thing about the recipe database is that it's like a recipe book that never ends. It just keeps going. I update it every quarter. So every quarter I've just done an update. There was 11 new recipes that went in there. And I'll do that again in another sort of 3 months so that it's constantly updated. So the next installment, I've already got a list of ideas. So if you've got any requests, let me know because I can always Dietitian approve them. But the next one, because we're heading into winter here, is going to be a whole heap of sort of winter warmers and slow cooker meals and things like that to try and build that up in the database. All right. Carly said they're currently discussing fast food discount codes. Oh, classic. Anyway. All right, guys, if nobody else has anything they want to talk about, feel free to private message me if you want to talk about something not appropriate to talk as a group situation. And I will see you tomorrow for coffee and questions. We're going to jump on at 8 a.m. And have a coffee together. So make sure you grab your coffee. And if you've got any questions for me that you want me to answer specifically around sports nutrition, or we could talk about menu planning or recipes or whatever you want to know, please no spam. I've started to, what's the word? Like click on the spam things and report them because I'm getting heaps of spam at the moment. Hello, Dietitian Monica. We're just about to wind up. Another dietitian art to add to the list. Catherine said, I'll have to delay my morning scooter for coffee and questions. Yes, you will. So we can all have a coffee together. It's just like we were going to the cafe, but it's going to be online. So I'll pop in my Instagram stories a bit later on tonight, a little question thing so you can submit your questions in there. If you've got anything you want me to answer live on coffee and questions, let me know. But I'll see you guys tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Sound good? Sounds good. All right, I'm going to sign out and I will see you guys tomorrow. Don't forget to download those free recipes. All right, signing out. See you.